Welcome to In Place, an educational museum and exhibition explaining the science behind the work of the SGC. The museum's building is going to be converted from a restaurant called The Stables and was historically known to be a public toilet and information centre to Bournemouth. The construction type of this building's structural values is maintained by metal pillars, giving the interior designers more flexibility when renovating the building. The site is located in the south coast of England in the county of Dorset, one of England's known tourist destinations, Bournemouth. Bournemouth is not far away from London, being only a 2-hour train journey or 2-hour drive. The site is situated in the heart of Bournemouth town centre, making it easy to access when visiting. With many car parks surrounding the area, and the closest one being in the pavilion, which is only a 2-minute walk to In Place, the site can easily be accessed also by bus or by foot, and the train station not being too far away. The museum and exhibition's design has been inspired by other interactive and immersive projects or museums from around the world and the UK. One of the first examples is the pollution pods at Brownsea Island. This was a local experiment that was held near to Bournemouth. It was funded by the Arts University Bournemouth, the Dorset Council and the National Trust. The pods were designed to raise awareness to users about global warming by having visitors immerse themselves into the pods. They recreated the air quality, smell and temperature of 5 major cities, educating people about the ways in which pollution directly affects your breathing and health. The Science Museum London holds a sector named Who Am I within their medicine department. The exhibition is hands-on, giving a fun and immersive way to learn about who you are. It educates knowledge into how DNA works, how it can relate to crime investigations, and how others perceive you. The Super Fun Land Journey into the Erotic Carnival, held at the Museum of Sex, USA, inspired the ideas around the exhibition sector in Place, with the use of colours and its aim of making people become more open and experimental with their own bodies. The temporary exhibition dives into history, evolution and cultural differences and how that has impacted human sexuality. This allowed people to be more open and expressive due to having a greater understanding in the topic, giving them more confidence by immersing themselves in fun activities that the exhibition provided. Team Lab has worked with the Maury Building, Digital Art Museum and many others to create the sense of being at one with art. Their museum has let digital technology in art to liberate itself, allowing the viewer to feel at one with the work, breaking boundaries. Our museum aims to achieve this throughout its design. Team Lab did this by integrating art and the body as one, completing the effect of having a body immersive museum. The WonderLab experience held at the Science Museum in London is great for kids and is family friendly. It demonstrates the beauty that life has to hold through the eyes of science and maths, and how they have played a part into the understanding of what surrounds us. The gallery ignites your curiosity, fuels your curiosity, and inspires you to see the world in a different and wonderful way in a hands-on experience. The Grope Mountain, which is also held at the Museum of Sex in New York, back in 2015, is an interactive exhibition where you climb up sensual holds of the human body. Their use of colour also stimulates a sensual side of the mind. In our project, the aim is to play with the idea of being open to discover and study the human anatomy. Inspired by the use of darker colours such as blue, teal, red, pink and purple, which is mainly achieved by the use of LED strip lights, creating a dark room aesthetic which will be used as an architectural device. This will open the users to the unknown and the sense of discovery, promoting an integration between public and private lifestyles. Also being inspired by other precedents, the museum will carry out a representation of the work of our client, the SGC, in an educational format. There will be an exhibition on a separate floor to raise awareness towards a more specific rare disease that the SGC studies. On the first floor where this exhibition will be held is more for an older audience. For the project, the orphan disease we aim to look at is male breast cancer. The intention is to create a fun, interactive, immersive way to educate people about the disease. The In Place Museum is working with the SGC. The SGC group creates 3D structures of human proteins, leading them to the discovery of new medicines for rare and orphan diseases. When you pass the front desk, you are welcomed by the sculpture of protein molecules in the main foyer. The ground floor of the museum illustrates the stages the SGC carries out when discovering the crystallization of proteins. This floor also houses our shop and cafe. The process of the SGC is provided to you in a new, fun, interactive way to immerse yourself into education. The museum is laid out in stages. Each stage demonstrates the different parts in the SGC's work. These sections are called the yeast room, the ultrasonic vibration, the cold room, make me crystallize, protein hotel, pass or fail, shoot the crystals, and the microscope. After this, you will journey up to the second floor of the museum, leading you to a more focused exhibition where you have a specific insight into an orphan disease, male breast cancer. Breast cancer is rare in men, with about 350 men diagnosed each year in the UK. This is much less in comparison with the numbers in women, making it about 1 in 100 cases of breast cancer in the UK to be male. Men are more likely to get breast cancer in their later years between the ages of 60 to 70 years old. Male breast cancer has been discovered that men who have had family female members who have been diagnosed with breast cancer have an increased chance of having a similar gene themselves. This makes it hereditary for men. Around about 50% of breast cancer diagnosis in men has been discovered to be inherited from a faulty gene. This is considerably higher than the statistics in women. Due to a lack of awareness in self-checkup, this space will allow an educational way of learning how to benefit your well-being. Learning how to find the symptoms and some signs early on. Teaching people how to become more open with their bodies. The exhibition will provide interactive facilities to enlighten a more open view towards the disease. One of the interactive components will demonstrate a more hands-on way to spot the signs early on. It will require the user to engage with the toys provided that will mimic how you would carry out a self-breast examination. Some of the toys will have tumours and the others will not. If you believe you have discovered a bump in the breast, you will place it on the right-hand side. If you believe there isn't, you will place it on the left-hand side. If you are correct, the board will light up green. However, if you are wrong, it will light up red. This exhibition will hopefully leave the users more open about the human anatomy and have more understanding in how to recognise breast cancer symptoms.